Okay guys, this is the review for your chapter, or the extra review for your chapter 2 test. Alright, hit pause and add those problems in. It's just finding a pattern. So you're going to find the next one in the pattern, you're going to find the next one in the pattern. Okay, hit pause, add them in, and then I'll come back and solve it. So if you're looking at the pattern, it's box, 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 and the dot's just rotating around. So the next one would be right here. Okay? So that's all you really have to do with that one. This one, we're going 405, 135, 45, 15. Alright? To make things smaller, you're either going to subtract or divide. In this case, you're dividing by 3. So the next one is 5. Right? And you're done. Okay? That's really all of that. So hopefully you're okay with the patterns. This one has two things. So you're going to identify the hypothesis and conclusion of the conditional statement. The snow is canceled. The show is canceled if it rains. And then this one, write a conditional statement for the sentence. Parallel lines do not intersect. Okay. So here you're finding hypothesis and conclusion. Here you're making the conditional, the if then. All right. So hit pause, give it a try, and then I'll come back and do it. All right. In the first one there, hypothesis and conclusion. So the show is canceled if it rains. The if part's always your hypothesis, and here's your then. So there's your conclusion. Alright? On this guy, write a conditional statement from the sentence. Parallel lines do not intersect. So you could go, if two lines are parallel, then they do not intersect. So you make your if, and you get your then. Alright? That's really all you have to do for that. Alright, next guys, determine if each conditional is true. If false, give a counterexample. So, if two lines intersect, then they form 4 right angles. The other one is, if a number is divisible by 10, then it is divisible by 5. Okay? Hit pause, give those a try. The first one. If two lines intersect, then they form right angles. Alright, that one, I can just do that. They don't form right angles, so that's false. Alright, if a number is divisible by 10, then it's divisible by 5. Alright, any number that's divisible by 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, any of that is divisible by 5, so this one's true. Okay, then you're done. Alright. This one is asking you to use the conditional if you live in the United States, then you live in Ohio, to find the converse, inverse, contrapositive. Okay? So, hit pause, give it a try. With this one, you're going to want to use that sheet. So your P to Q, Q to P, not P, not Q, not Q, not P. Alright? So you're going to sub that in and give it a try. Alright, hit pause, give it a shot. Alright, so it says the original conditional is if you live in the United States, then you live in Ohio. Alright, so the converse to that is if you live in Ohio, then you live in the U.S. Okay, you're flipping them. Alright, it's your Q to P. Alright, inverse would be if you do not live in the U.S., then you do not live in Ohio. So this inverse is not P to not Q. So you put your nots in. Contrapositive is you flip it and you put your nots. So, if you do not live in Ohio, then you do not live in the United States. Alright, so hopefully you were able to get those. The chart you can bring into the test, so that's good for you. Alright, this one is law of detachment, law of syllogisms. Alright, detachment, if you remember, is P to Q, restate P, restate Q. Alright. Law of syllogisms is P to Q, Q to R, P to R. Okay? Same thing. You can bring that into the test if you need it. Alright? So, law of detachment. If it is colder than 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so there's your P, Missy wears sweatpants. There's your Q. Alright, for this to work, the next thing has to be a restate of P. Alright, it is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So, P was, if it is colder than 50, so that's true. This is your P. Then this needs to be a restated Q. Missy's wearing sweatpants. So there's your Q, there's your Q. So this one is true. Okay? Down here, if a figure is a rectangle, P, then it is a quadrilateral, Q. If the figure is a quadrilateral, Q, then it is a polygon, R. The figure is figure W, X, Y, Z is a rectangle, so there is your P. Thus, R, it's a polygon. Okay, so that's really all you had to do on that one. Alright. Next page. Alright, with this one, write the conditional statement and converse within the biconditional. Nina will work on Saturday if and only if she gets paid overtime. Okay, you need to make the conditional and the converse. So hit pause and give that a shot. Alright, so conditional, we need to make the if-then statement. So in this case, if Nina will work on Saturday, then she gets paid overtime. Okay? So there's your conditional, you take it out of the if and only if, and you put it if-then. So if Nina will work on Saturday, then she will get paid overtime. Converse, if Nina gets paid overtime, then she will work on Saturday. Okay, you flip it. Alright, so it's Q to P. That's all you really had to do. Alright. 7. Alright, solve each equation, write a justification for each step. Alright, this is your 2-column proof with algebra. Alright, so, first thing. Alright, so they gave you the equation. Give it. Alright, second step. Subtract 6. So subtraction problem. Alright, 3 is 5x equals 20. So all I did there is I subtracted and simplified, so this is simplify. Alright, 4 divide by 5. Since I divided, it's division property. 5 is 20 divided by 5 is x equals 4. Simplify. Okay? This one, 0.4x plus 3 equals 1.6. Alright. Alright, give that one a shot. So hit pause and give it a try. Okay, first step, it's given, because that's what they gave us. Second, I got to subtract 3. So that is negative 1.4. Okay, third step, I subtracted, oh, this is subtraction property, sorry. So, 0.4x equals negative 1.4. So I subtracted, so this is simplify. Alright, 4. Since it's multiplication, I'm going to divide by 0.4. So I divided, division prop. 5, get my answer. So negative 1.4 divided by 0.4 is x equals negative 3.5, so that's simplified. Okay, so those are just 2 examples of 2-column proofs, okay, with algebra. Alright, this one is symmetric property, transverse property, or transit property, reflexive property. Alright, so your three examples are like this. So hit pause, get them down, and give it a try. I'll come back and we'll go over them. So the first one here, if you remember, when it's the same thing, AB equals AB, that's reflexive property. So alright, the next one, I got 1 equals 2, 2 equals 3, 1 equals 3. So that one is your transitive property. So alright, the last one is A plus B equals B plus A. When you switch stuff, that's just symmetric property. Okay, so those are the three that you're going to be asked. You just got to be able to know symmetric, flips them. Transitive is P to Q, Q to R, P to R. And reflexive is same thing equals same thing. Okay? Alright, the last thing for this is filling out a 2-column proof when they give you the paragraph to use. Okay? So it says given angle AFB is congruent to angle EFD, and we want to prove the ray FB bisects AFC. Alright? They gave me this shape right here. So AFB is equal to EFD. Alright? And the plan says, since vertical angles are congruent, EFD is congruent to BFC. Alright? Use the transitive property to conclude that AFB is equal to BFC. Thus, FB bisects AFC by the definition of angle bisector. Alright, just remember, when they give you a plan, you just go sentence by sentence, and you're going to fill out the proof. Okay? So, I got to get what's given to me. So, I'm going to write that down. I got 1 is angle AFB is congruent to angle EFD. Okay, so you got the given. Now, hit pause and see if you can follow the sentence, the different sentences, to fill out the rest of the proof. So give it a try, and then I'll come back and give you the answers. Okay, so next part of the sentence says, since vertical angles are congruent, EFD is congruent to BFC. So that's what I'm going to say. 2. Okay, so all I did is just copy what they said. They gave it to me, and I used it. Okay? Second part is use the transitive property to conclude that AFB is congruent to BFC. So, that's what I'm going to do. Angle AFB. Okay, so this is going now. Alright, we're going to finish with what we want to prove. So we want to prove ray FB bisects AFC. So that's the last part. So that's our last part. So 4. There you go. So that's the last problem there. We'll go over any questions on Monday when I get back. So you'll do the review Monday, and then quiz will be Tuesday and Wednesday. You'll have Thursday and Friday off. Okay, if you notice, beautiful holiday colors. Alright, that's about it. Have a good one.